She's registered WPCSA and first premium ASPR scoring 80% in his jumping. So this horse is an all-rounder actually. He is currently competing elementary pony dressage and schooling over a metre in show jumping at home, which, as you can see by his size, over a metre is fabulous. He's got a fabulous temperament. He's quite quiet, he's a little bit orange. As I said, there's a lot of testosterone around down in the stables, but I mean, he's actually really nicely quiet. He has, actually I'm not sure how many foals he has. How many foals does he have? 24 registered. And how old is he? He's 9. Is Daniel? So you got him, you leased him first, and now you've owned him since November 2009, is that right? So what are your plans for him? What's long term for him? She'd love to get to medium. Okay, so let's talk about pony dressage for a minute. Pony dressage is extremely popular in Europe and becoming more and more popular in Australia. Has anybody seen any pony dressage before? Hands up. Anybody seen any dressage before? Yes, a few people have seen dressage. Pony dressage up in the stalls. Seen any pony dressage? Okay, so it's basically the same as any other dressage, and as I said, it's becoming more and more popular. So stallions like these will be extremely valuable to breed ponies with very good movement. I presume it's scored the same way, is that right? And the tests the same? And the tests are the same, okay. So where is he, what level is he now? He's currently at elementary. Okay, so at elementary level for dressage, so those that don't know much about dressage, dressage has a number of different levels, working all the way up to what we call Grand Prix, which is what you see at the Olympics. So Grand Prix is the highest form of dressage, and many of us who ride dressage try and work our way through the grades and through the levels. And what's interesting is it's not just about how you ride, it's also about the quality of the movement of the horse, and so there are horses specifically bred, of course, for dressage. So the movements that we see in elementary are the trot, and we typically do a working trot at elementary, which is what we're seeing now. Is he warm up now? He's nice and warm. So what are the sort of things you're going to have to show us on him? Bit of medium trot. Okay, so we're doing a working trot at the moment, and what I'll get you to do is come across the arena so that you can see a medium trot. So it's doing a working trot at the moment, and I'd like you to look at the difference between the working trot and then the medium trot. Nice to be pushed away. Which is a little bit longer, and then he comes back to the working trot. So in the medium trot, what are we looking for, Julia?
In medium trot, we're looking for the horse to maintain the same rhythm and regularity that he had in the working trot, but he just elevates and leads into the stride. So we're looking at the horse stays in the same, more or less the same frame, slightly longer, the length of the stride increases. So usually for the medium trot, we see that the knee straight before the leg hits the ground. And when you make them more collected trot, the hindfoot is the medium trot.
I'll introduce Julia. Julia is the owner of Balmoral. I don't even know how you want to
stand. I was standing over on that side.
Just put your hands together for Julia.
I apologise for that. You had probably parking as well. And I'm expecting really proud of you tonight. So thank you all very much for coming. It's lovely to see everybody here. So I hope you enjoy the evening. As Daniel said, we've got plenty of exciting young horses and slightly older horses for you to look at. So, and Jack's not the least of them by any means. So.
Okay, so what Julia and I might do is I might ask a couple of questions about dressage and Julia can answer them. Because it's hard to when you're riding even though you're mic'd up, isn't that right? Yes. So each of these stallions has a stud fee, and the stud fee means that you pay for the semen from the horse. Unlike racehorses, where racehorses you must actually see them being served or serving the mare. In fact, there are people whose jobs it is to wander around during the stud season and watch horses having sex. So, you know, I don't know if you put that on a business card, however, that is what they need to do. Whereas in dressage and other forms of horse breeding, what we typically do is actually collect the semen, and yes, I will tell you how we do that. However, we collect the semen, and the semen is frozen or chilled, and then you buy the semen and then have it inseminated by a vet. Many vets that specialise in this. And the reason why they do that is for racehorses, the amount of money that is spent both on the horse and can be won in racehorses means that people need to absolutely be convinced that the horse is the horse that they are betting on. And what I mean by that is that it is genetically the horse that they are betting on. Whereas if they use, their concern is that they use artificial insemination, which is the freezing of semen, then they might actually not get the horse they thought they were going to get. So that's why they have to watch it and then sign it off in their own certificates. Because there isn't so much money in these horses, although in Europe there is, and they still don't have a problem with it, they still use artificial insemination. One of the reasons is they don't want to damage the horse.
I'm going to pick up for a minute.
Yep.
Just while Danny's talking about semen, while you're watching Jack here, you'll see that he's travelling a little bit sideways every now and again. I don't know how many of you are knowledgeable dressage people, but for those of you who aren't, the horses have to become laterally supple as well. So when a horse is moving sideways, or indeed the movement he's doing at the moment, which is counter, these are sorts of movements that make the horse soft and supple laterally. It's sort of like you going to the gym and doing your Pilates class or your yoga class. So it's really about getting the horse not only longitudinally supple, which is where he's nice and round and in a lovely outline, but also laterally supple. So he'll bend and he can cross his legs over and he can the movement that he's doing at the moment is a leg yield, so the horse is bending or flexing slightly to the right, moving to the left, and you'll see that he can probably also have a little crack at a half pass when he's bending to the right. No, he's going to go a medium canter instead. And there's a movement called a half pass where the horse is looking in the direction in which he's moving. Now, if Jack's I think competing at elementary level, so he's not actually required to show a half pass, but it's very mean of me to throw that in. But he's doing it already, but he's just starting this sort of work now, as you can see. Sorry, I'll let Danny carry on with his semen again.
Okay, so, Kerry, I'm now going to ask you some questions now that you're warmed up and breathless. You want to take him further in dressage, but you're also show jumping him. So, what's your thinking behind that? And does that make him worth more money if you can do more of those disciplines? Yeah. And so of the foals this side, there are 24 registered ones. And what ages are they? So I understand that he's called Jack Daniels and the mare is called Tequila. Are we following along a sort of a alcohol theme? Pretty much. Yeah, okay. So you thought about a name for another one as well? One's which? Whiskey? And Galliano. Okay, so you have a wonderful opportunity with other alcohols and spirits that you can use. Okay, so now we're seeing the canter. Can we collect him a little bit more? So we collect him a bit more. And this is starting to move him from the elementary level more into the medium level that he's going to be going into. So he needs to show a little bit more collection. Okay, which is where he's coming up from behind or in from behind. He should have still the activity that he's got. So he doesn't need to go slower, but he's a little bit more compact in the way in which he's moving. Okay, so you go now into the normal canter.
Guys, we just
bring another
Okay, so working canter.
I'm doing my work. Just duck.
Okay, and now an extended canter. So the horse is judged, lovely. The horse is judged on all of the different paces within a pace. So he has a collected, I'll get you to do that again, collected canter. Sorry, there's a double stallion I'll introduce in a minute. So collected canter, working canter, and when you're ready, maybe across the diagonal, an extended canter, where he's going using the longest stride, keeping the same rhythm. And then he'll change. Is he doing flying changes yet? Not yet, okay. So we'll see with this horse, he's doing what we call simple changes, which is when he's going from one canter way, one canter lead to the other canter lead across the arena. Then when he needs to change, he has to go back to trot. And that's what's called a simple change. Anybody know what a flying change is in our audience here? Other than the girl in red. Anybody know? Yes. And what's a flying change?
Change from one leg to the other.
Change from one leg to the other and
One stride.
in one stride, and all four legs are off the ground and for a very short period of time. So there's no canter, no trot in between. Yeah. Okay. So in this next horse, I think he might be doing those. I was going to know. I need to watch reporting. In the next horse, we might see those. This is a reinback, and again, reinback is in all the tests. Does anybody know when dressage started? Why was dressage started, or where was it founded? Anybody? Get a fantail. It was started in the war. So what happened was, years and years and years ago, when horses were involved in war, they had to turn on a sixpence. They had to fight, and we'll show more of this in a minute. And dressage was actually founded through the movements that they used in the war. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about third to lead Jack Daniel before he leaves. So he's standing at stud. Yeah, you have frozen semen? No? For next stud season you will? Okay, so what sort of mares does he like? Or will go well with him? He probably likes all sorts of mares. Sorry? He loves big mares. Now that's a blokey thing to say, really, isn't it? I love a good big mare.
He crosses well with thoroughbreds.
He crosses well with thoroughbreds, yeah. Yep. And why is that? Why is he cross well with thoroughbreds? Because you wouldn't necessarily do that. Okay, more stamina. Okay. Yep. Beautiful. Is there anything else we need to know about Jack Daniels, do you think?
He's the love of my life.
He's the love of your life. Okay.
Marty's going to be wrapped.
Horsey woman. And he's quiet and relaxed. Yeah? Okay. What's your next competition with him? Oh, tomorrow he's going out to compete. Where's he going? Okay, so can we all wish him thank you and good luck for tomorrow?